Hey dear one, thank you so much for joining me for today's practice, Reiki for Emotional Balance. I'm Bella from Return Home Healing, and it is, as always, an honor and a pleasure to guide you through this practice. So today our focus is all about emotions. Emotions, of course, are an integral part of the human experience. We all have myriad emotions, and many, if not most of us, were never really taught how to properly deal with and process our emotions. And so emotions can be a really frustrating thing, especially when we get to places where we feel like we're being overcome by our emotions or that our emotions are starting to rule us. And this is something that I've been experiencing lately. I have been very emotional, and instead of being able to sit back and be an observer watching the emotions pass through me, I've really been identifying with my emotions. And as children, we're taught that emotions are a normal part of life. That said, we're taught some interesting things about our emotions, such as like anger. Those types of emotions aren't really like healthy emotions, so we should not feel those things. Those are bad things to feel. And then emotions such as sadness, those are kind of like undesirable emotions. We don't want to feel those, so again, we push them away. And then emotions like joy, those are the emotions we really want to feel, so we really cling to those emotions. And in both of those scenarios, whether we're pushing an emotion away because it's bad or undesirable, or whether we're clinging to an emotion because it's something we really want to feel, we're not allowing the emotion its natural energy. I've heard emotions called energy in motion, which is really apt because they're just energies that move through us. They come in through our astral body, and we experience them here in the physical realm. And they should be just kind of like visitors passing through. Instead, because we don't know how to properly handle the emotions that arise in our lives, they start to get stuck in our energy bodies. They start to get stuck and stagnant within us, and then we have all of this unresolved emotional energy being stored in the body, which can eventually lead to emotional distress, of course, mental, spiritual distress, and even eventually it can come to physical distress. It can manifest as physical pain in different areas of the body. So dealing with our emotions as they arise is really essential, and something that even if you haven't been doing it, you can go back and start to sort of clear out some of the cached emotions that are stored within your energy body so that you can have more freedom, more space within your body to allow new to arise. So in today's practice, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with a grounding and centering. We're going to get present within our physical bodies, and then we're going to scan the body for places where we feel stuck emotion. And we're going to work at processing through those emotions so that they can start to be released. Because when we identify with our emotions, I am angry, I am sad, I'm so happy today, I feel guilty, I feel whatever it is that you're experiencing, we kind of claim that emotion as our own. And it's not our own. Emotions are energies that are shared with everyone. They're energies that all of us experience at one point or another. They are part of the human experience, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong at all with feeling any of our emotions. We can handle them in not so good ways, but feeling them is not wrong. And often when we identify with the emotions, that's when they start to sort of like explode out of us. For instance, I've had a lot of anger arising within me lately, and instead of, maybe taking some space and processing it out like we're going to do in today's practice, I've let that anger out on people in my lives and in my life, and it's just created more issues and more anger reflected back from those people, which escalates it, and it feeds its fire. Anger is a very fiery energy. So it kind of fans the flames, and then it expands, and it goes into more areas of my life. And I'm sure you've experienced that when you act on anger, that it creates more anger, more discomfort, more upset in your life. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into this practice so that we can begin to filter out some of those emotions which are stuck in our body. And if you're currently in an intense emotional state, that's the perfect emotion for you to work with. If you're not feeling particularly emotional right now, we'll do the energy scanning of the body, and you can find the place in you that feels like it's holding an energy that needs to be released. So go ahead and get comfortable. You can have a seat. You can lie down to do this practice if that feels ideal for you. Just whatever feels right, go ahead and get yourself in that position. You might have your feet flat on the floor so that you're connecting with the earth. And as you're ready, just go ahead and close your eyes and bring the attention into the breath. Breathing in deeply to the belly and exhaling completely. Breathing in, imagining light streaming into the body with the in-breath. And expelling places of stuck and stagnant energy on the out-breath. Breathing in deeply and out fully. Allowing the breath to bring you back into your body in the present moment. Just really taking a moment to come home to the body, allowing yourself to relax, allowing the breath to soothe you. And then imagining roots growing out of the bottoms of your feet and out of the root of your spine that begin to grow into the earth, grounding you even more fully as you connect deeply with Mother Earth, feeling those roots travel all the way down to the core of the earth, feeling yourself deeply held in the nurturing embrace of the Mother, who sends back healing love. Feeling an energy now arising from the center of the earth and entering the bottoms of your feet. You might clench your feet, feel them really tight, and then release that tension and allow light to simply enter the feet. Feeling that light move up into the ankles. Whatever color it appears to you is exactly right. Clenching in the shins, the calves, and then releasing and feeling that stream of light climb upward from the ankles. Feeling those calves filled with light, light moving into the knees. And then again, maybe clenching in the thighs, and then letting go of that tension, allowing the light to stream upward into your thighs, clenching in the pelvis and in the butt, releasing and allowing light to flood into these areas, allowing it to stream into your being, upwards, filling your root chakra, clenching in the belly, in the lower back, and then releasing as the light from the earth travels into these areas, into the sacrum, into the solar plexus, clenching in the chest and the shoulders. And then as we release, making way for healing light to enter into the chest, into the heart, into the shoulders. Clenching your arms all the way down, maybe making your hands into fists. And then releasing and feeling that light stream through the arms, down into the hands. Clenching in the throat and the face. You can clench it all up And then release. Allowing the light to travel into your throat, your jaw. Maybe loosening your jaw, wiggling it around a little. Allowing it to travel into your nose, your cheeks, your ears, the back of the head, the third eye, the eyes. And finally into the crown. And then allow this light to travel upwards now, imagining a current of light traveling through the top of your head and connecting with the sky above you, connecting with space, with the heavens. A stream of golden light, so that you have a stream of light connecting you into the earth, as well as a stream of light connecting you into the heavens, and that you are held in the delicate balance of the embrace of masculine and feminine, above and below, within and without. Allowing yourself to sense all the cells of your body receiving the blessing of light, of healing, of love, and allowing this light to begin to expand, to fill up your auric body, your auric field. Feeling yourself surrounded in a cocoon of light. Feeling yourself deeply held in a divine embrace. Knowing that from this place you are safe to do the emotional healing work which we have come here to do today. So throughout the rest of this healing, I will continue to beam Reiki to assist in your healing. What I would like you to do now is just to scan your body and find an area that feels like it needs healing most. There's no right way to do this. There's no right place within your body. Just sense it wherever it is. It could be in your heart. It could be in your belly. It could be in your left knee. It could be in your ankles. Just trust what is shown to you. Trust what comes through for you. And begin to direct the breath to this place within the body. We are clearing out stagnant emotions which are held within our energy bodies. As we begin to direct the breath, ask that you begin to feel the emotion which is being held in this place, which is causing you this blockage. Ask to really feel this emotion. So if it's anger, you might feel your body start to get warm, hot. You might feel the heat of the anger start to arise. You might feel your muscles start to clench. You might feel yourself start to have all sorts of different visceral reactions. If it's sadness, you might feel that tautness that comes in the cheeks before you cry. You might feel that clenching in the chest, like when you've been hurt. Whatever it is, start to notice those visceral feeling senses. Start to notice what you're feeling physically in regard to this emotion. You don't even have to name the emotion. That's irrelevant, but feel how it's manifesting now within your physical body. So when I check in with my body, I'm feeling a tightness in my belly that expands upwards and a fan through my chest. It makes my heart beat faster. It feels like very uncomfortable and tight within that area. And then go another level and begin to feel any thoughts associated with this emotion as you continue to breathe into the area in which you're experiencing this physical sensation within the body. Listen to any thoughts associated with it. There might be thoughts of unworthiness. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. They might be thoughts of hurt or shame. Why me? Why did I deserve this? Will I ever be able to turn my life around? I'm a failure. Feel those thoughts. They might be directed towards somebody. It might be like, Frank is such an asshole. I hate him. Whatever. Like, just listen. I'll quit talking and give you a moment to just listen. And as you listen, I just want you to continue breathing into this area, and I want you to see that with each breath you're breathing in light, and that you're allowing this emotion to be seen and felt and fully processed. This is what we want to do whenever possible in the moment that emotions arise. We want to feel them. We want to notice how they take hold within our bodies, what sensations we feel physically, what thoughts arise with particular emotions. As we do this, we start to notice patterns. And as we notice the patterns, we can see, oh, this is anger. Anger's here. Okay. How can I hold this anger? How can I allow this anger to pass through me without saying this is my anger and I have to hold on to it? It's a process that we learn to do. We learn to almost like befriend our emotions. We learn to befriend them like house guests. Even if they're not the house guests we wanted. Whenever they arise. Often when we feel emotional, the best thing to do is to be alone for a little bit. I know for myself, if I'm alone, I can sit and be mindful and hold the emotion. If I'm with somebody else, it's likely that I'm going to project the emotion onto that person. And that's when all the trouble starts. So much better when we can process them ourselves without giving them that cause, that outward projection, which we're so prone to do with our emotions. Continuing to breathe into this area. You might feel it beginning to lessen in intensity. So that's beautiful. And I'm actually being called to do a Reiki healing attunement for all of us right now. So just continue to sit with eyes closed, breathing. The attunement will only take me about 3 minutes, and basically what the healing attunement does is it allows your emotional body to open so that you can more deeply process whatever's going on there and bring in more light and more healing to that area. So you just continue focusing on the breath. You might feel an intensifying of the emotion. That's awesome. It's coming to the surface. Keep breathing through it. You're doing a great job. Just allow your experience however it unfolds. All right, so that completes the healing attunement. Continuing to breathe. If you feel this emotion is still within you, continuing to rise, that's beautiful, that's wonderful. Often the emotions that are stored within our bodies because we didn't deal with them right away, they have many layers to them, from lots of angers, or lots of hurts, or lots of upsets. So they take a while to process. They might take more than one session to process. If you're in a place where you want to keep working with this emotional energy, that's beautiful. You can pause the video, come back to it when you're ready to integrate and center before going on with your day. If you're ready to continue on with your day, if you feel like you've released, if you feel ready to move forward, then go ahead and bring your hands to heart center, continuing to breathe deeply, focusing your energy, your intention on the space in between your hands, imagining now a ball of light forming there, and taking this ball of light in your open hands and putting it on the place in your body where you've been focusing your breath. We'll continue to hold our hands wherever that place may be, your belly, your heart, your leg, whatever. And then breathing downwards, that light from above, that heavenly connection. Seeing it come down as a green light now and enter the base or the top of your head. See green light begin to fill you, moving down through your face, into your ears, into your jaw, into your throat and shoulders, down through your arms, into your hands, entering in through the chest, the back, the heart, moving down into the belly, the organs, the hips, the pelvis, moving down into the legs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet. And then again, streaming into the earth, following that path of connection, following those roots down to the center of the earth. Breathing in deeply and sighing it out on the exhale as you come back into the physical now space. I'm feeling called to sway, to reintegrate my energy, to shake off, maybe to brush off. You might feel called to brush off the area where you were working. And to sit in a moment of gratitude. Thank you to you for showing up for yourself. Thank you to our healing guides for being with us as we do this work, to hold us in a safe space. Thank you to the emotions for being willing to work with us. So I urge you to bring this practice into the emotions that you feel as they arise in your life. Because if we can be mindful, if we can be loving with our emotions as they arise, then they don't get stuck in our bodies. They follow their natural course through us. They enter We notice them, we watch them, and then they exit. And that's what emotions are really meant to do. They're not meant to be stuck. It's when we claim them as ours, it's when we cling to that emotional experience that they get stuck within our beings. And clinging happens with the positive and with the negative. It happens with the things we don't want, with the distraught, with the upset. And it happens with the joy too, and that can lead to more upset when we cling to the joy. Like, oh, I feel so good now. This is how I feel. I do this all the time. Like, oh, like I've reached a new level. Like, this is how I feel. This is how amazing I'm going to feel now. And then when I don't feel that way anymore, it's like, what's wrong with you? This is a letdown. And it's because I was clinging to that. That was my experience then. But it's always changing. Nothing lasts. It's always in movement. So it comes to this place of being able to say, yeah, right now, there's joy. Ah, yeah, right now, there's sadness. Okay. Oh, right now, I'm angry. I feel really angry. Okay. And then sitting with those emotions, holding those emotions. They're all visitors to your home, to your temple. They're all divine. They're all teachers. They all have lessons. And they all aren't meant to stay. They're all meant to continue on, and then they'll come visit you again, and then they'll go. It's this really beautiful natural process, and when we can learn not to cling to our emotions, not to claim them as our own, just to notice, this is what I'm experiencing in this moment, and the next moment I'll probably be experiencing something different. It's a really beautiful practice because it teaches us to be with what is without attachment. And if we can learn to live in this more detached, observatory, experiential way, which seems kind of contradictory, but it's like at one point you're observing the emotion, at the second point you're experiencing it, and instead of letting the experiential be like, I'm in charge, it's kind of this like equilibrium, it's this balance. It's where the emotional balance comes from, being able to be in the experiential state of I'm feeling this, and have the consciousness to see what's going on. So let me know how this practice works for you. I hope this practice serves you. If you have further questions for clarification, don't hesitate to ask. And I hope that as you begin to integrate this into your life, which really that's what the practice is for. Like I said, it's great to go back and work with those emotions that are stuck, because we do have to release those emotions which are stuck eventually to like free ourselves from their grasp. That said, this is really a practice meant to be used in the moment, to get conscious, to get present, to say, oh, I feel anger. Look, there's this heat rising in my body. My palms are getting sweaty. My muscles are starting to clench. My jaw's really tight. I'm having this recurring thought of whatever. To become really cognizant of those things, then we know whenever we start to feel that, oh, this is anger. And we start to see like, oh, like maybe like passion and anger have like some really like similar physical cues in the body. How are those emotions related? We begin to really understand the emotional state and to understand that it's always shifting. And in that, there's this beautiful freedom. So I hope that as you work with this practice, it brings you emotional freedom. And I send you all my love and blessings as you continue on with your day. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. Love and light to you.